Hey everybody, thank you for being members of the Crunchy Red Fruit Club. We are so excited to have you in this release. This is our 30th release, 30 releases, one every 2 months for me for the last 4 years. It's a lot of work, it's a lot of boxes packed, it's a lot of cardboard cuts, but I do it for you because I care about these wines, but I mostly care about you, and I mostly care that these wines are being used to connect you to the people who care about you, who you care about, your friends, your family, your loved ones. That's what this release is all about. It's called Fireside Wines. And whether that's at a fire pit or fireplace, as we sit in front of mine in my house, I want you to experience these wines, slow down, put your phone down, enjoy the goodness. And that's what this is all about. So I picked these all to be crowd pleasing, to be accessible, to be delicious. We're gonna start with Cava. This is Pere Cava. Everyone in the club is getting the Pere Cava because we loved this when we tasted it at the shop. It was a stellar wine. This has been open all day, and this wine still is throwing a ton of gorgeous bubbles in the glass. It's dry, it's refreshing. It's 6 years old, years on the lees for this wine to spend just getting creamier and richer and silkier. So I think you're gonna love this. This is an excellent sparkling wine. The other thing is, this sparkling wine is gonna hit in like the mid to low 20s per bottle. So it's definitely one you should buy 3 to 6 bottles of, or buy a case of, and just have it around to take to all the holiday parties you go to, or to take to the dinners, or to just give away as gifts. It's an awesome wine. And Pere 2018 Cava for you. We're gonna move to Northern Italy, and this is Pinot Grigio of all things. And it would be easy to be like, meh, Pinot Grigio, that's boring, right? And you know what? Yes, a lot of Pinot Grigio is boring, but this is one that I think exemplifies how great this grape can be. This is grown up in Alto Adige, high in the mountains near the Dolomites. This is grown by Cantina Terlan, who's a cooperative, but they're a very high quality cooperative. They have dozens of growers who all farm sustainably. Most of them farm organically. They're making awesome wines, overseen by a great winemaker. And man, this is a brilliant, bright, gorgeous Pinot Grigio that has that tension and brightness and acidity, everything you want out of an Italian white wine. And rather than having kind of a gooier, bitter, unctuous texture, it's very refined and precise. So we're gonna move to Flycatcher Red. This is a red that I've had in the fridge for a little bit. This is made by Frog's Leap in Napa Valley. Frog's Leap's been around since the 1970s. Old school Napa winery, making awesome classic Merlots, Cabs, Zinfandels. But Flycatcher is a new project for them that is a blend of Mendocino, Lodi, and Napa fruit that they've kind of cross-regional blended. So it just says California wine on it. But everything they do, farming organically since the 1970s, they were doing it way before it was cool, way before it was widespread. Frog's Leap is the real deal. And this Flycatcher Red is super lush and bright and refreshing. It's got a lot of cherry and raspberry and cranberry notes. This is a perfect turkey wine, perfect for duck or chicken, perfect for roasted vegetables or tofurkey, whatever you're eating. You definitely get the brambly fruit of the Zinfandel on this. Even if you vinify this in a lighter way, it still comes through. So, I'm gonna switch these around. We are going to move to Prieto Picudo is the name of the grape that's in this. This is made by our friend Raul Perez. He has an awesome beard. He kind of looks like a Lord of the Rings character, and he spends a lot of time outdoors and amongst rock formations, like you might find a dwarf for the Mines of Moria. This is Prieto Picudo from the Leon region of Spain. It's a grape that almost went extinct because of Spain's long sort of viticultural depression in the 20th century when they were under a dictator. But Raul and his friends and other winemakers like him have helped to resurrect grapes like this from extinction. Prieto Picudo, it is the bright floral quality of Gamay mixed with the sort of meaty, rich heaviness of a Malbec. Doesn't come off on the palate heavy. It's not oaky or anything like that, but it does have some grip, and it does have this like rustic, ripe, but kind of textured quality to it. We picked this. It's crowd pleasing, but no one's going to be able to put their finger on it. You should blind people on this wine because it'll totally throw them for a loop. All right, our final two reds are getting more towards that like warm, open them by the fire, enjoy them with richer dishes type of reds. We're going to start with the Gigondas from Crous Saint-Martin. This is a 2022 Gigondas. It's mostly Grenache. There's a little bit of Mourvèdre and Syrah in here. And this is from the Southern Rhone Valley, so very close to Châteauneuf-du-Pape and the Côte du Rhône. I love this wine. It is super expressive of the Grenache grape and of this place. It smells like rosemary and lavender and orange peel. It's like summer on the French Riviera. Very savory and fruity all at the same time. It's doing everything. The recipes in this release are done by our friend Manny Rodriguez. Manny is Mexican heritage, and he has picked a bunch of family recipes, a bunch of his own personal recipes that he's developed for you to try cooking. And this is more like us picking really fun wines and fun recipes. So you can kind of mix and match them. There's a cool recipe for fish tacos. There's a great recipe for birria. There's a mole recipe, which I think is going to be really nice with some of the spicier, richer reds here. Manny's an awesome cook, and I'm so excited for you guys to taste his recipes. This is the Coup de Gras 2021 Stanley Groovy from the Walls. The Walls is a relatively recent addition to the Washington wine firmament. I want to say their first vintage was 2014. They do a great job. This is Portuguese grape varieties grown in Red Mountain, which is a very famous American viticultural area, or AVA, but it's famous for Cabernet and sometimes Syrah and Merlot, but it's not famous for Portuguese grapes, but there are a few planted there. And guess what? Portuguese grapes in Washington do amazing because they're used to being grown in a dry, inland, hot climate in the mountains of Portugal. And Washington, it's not exactly the same, but there's a lot of similarities there with the desert and the summer heat. And so guess what? This does really good. It's spicy and it's dark fruited. It's a little bit of like plum and bramble and like bay leaf and some resinous herbs. This is definitely the big wine of the group, bigger than the rest. But at the same time, those Portuguese grapes keep great tension and great acidity in Washington's hot summer heat. I'm so excited to share these wines with you. They're all been picked to be able to be shared. So go pop these with friends, pop these with family, sit by the fire, contemplate, enjoy. Thank you so much for being part of this, and I hope to see you soon. Cheers.